Today I'm going to be talking about my top skincare tips to deal with really oily skin in hot, humid weather. So let's get straight into it. Hi guys, it's Simran. So I live in Singapore where the humidity is off the charts. It's nearly 100%. So these skincare tips have made life a lot more bearable for me, and my skin, I feel, thanks me for it. So the first tip I'm going to share, and you've probably heard this many times, is to do a thorough cleanse. Okay. So I would suggest a two-step cleansing process. And what I do is I use a salicylic acid cleanser, and then I would then go in with a cotton pad and a micellar water. And I guarantee you, even if you've done a really proper wash with water, you will find gunk on your makeup pad. So this is what I would recommend. This is what I'm using. This is my second bottle now. So it's a salicylic acid cleanser by Alba Botanica, and I get it from iHerb. I'll link it in the description box below. So this I find has been a game changer for me because salicylic acid is particularly good for oily skin. It's a beta hydroxy acid, BHA. So what it does is it breaks the bond between your skin cells. And an issue that oily skin has, it has a slow cell turnover rate, much slower than normal skin types, for example. What this means is that your skin does not shed as often, and so your dead skin cells build up layer upon layer, leading to a dull complexion. So salicylic acid is brilliant for that. It's also oil soluble, so it gets into your pores and dissolves sebum or oil stuck in your pores, which minimizes the appearance of large enlarged pores. So this is a really helpful product. Micellar water, there's so many on the market nowadays, but I use Bioderma and I highly recommend it. So it does the job. It cleans the skin very thoroughly, but at the same time, it does not dry your skin out too much. Your skin actually feels quite refreshed and hydrated. So that's a great product to use. So tip number 2 is to incorporate a niacinamide serum into your skincare routine. It's helped my skin be a lot less oily. It regulates the sebum. And what niacinamide does is it strengthens your skin barrier. And it does this by increasing the amount of ceramides in your skin. Ceramides are long-chain fatty acids. So by improving your skin barrier, it prevents moisture loss from within your skin. And how does this help with oil, you may ask? So the reason is sometimes if you're out in the heat and everything, moisture evaporates from your skin, and your skin sort of overcompensates. The oil glands start to produce a lot of sebum, and this actually makes your skin oilier. So niacinamide actually helps with moisture loss, which in turn will prevent your skin from getting too oily. By the way, I use niacinamide by the Inky List, but I know The Ordinary does a great one as well. But The Ordinary one has zinc, and zinc is another ingredient to look for in your skincare. It's great because it's generally very good with helping with acne, and it's anti-inflammatory. So that's a really good ingredient to look for in your skincare. Okay, so now we go on to tip number 3. So with oily skin, sometimes you feel like the last thing you want to do is to moisturize. So what I would suggest is you do moisturize, but you choose a really lightweight, water-based, gel-like consistency. And then you apply a small amount, mostly focusing on maybe the dry portions of your face if you have combination T-zone skin. So the reason it's important to moisturize is, again, if your skin ends up being quite dry in the hot weather, moisture loss, like I mentioned, your oil glands go into overdrive and they start producing more oil. So moisturize will actually keep that oil at bay. So that's an important one. Tip number 4, it is to use an SPF. So SPF sunscreen is your sort of top tool that you can use in your beauty arsenal. It helps with anti-aging, and in hot weather you need an SPF because you've got high UV index most of the day. So an SPF, though, it can be very difficult to use, to wear. It feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it makes your skin feel greasy and icky. I know I don't enjoy wearing my SPF. Although I use it on my face without fail, I'm not so good with my body. So I would recommend playing around with different sunscreens, finding one that is non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog your pores, and has a dry touch feel to it. And then you can use it almost as you would a makeup primer before you apply your makeup. So don't skip the SPF, just experiment and find the right one for you. Okay. Next would be tip number 5. And as I mentioned earlier, oily skin tends to have a slower cell turnover rate compared to normal skin. A good product to incorporate into your skincare routine is vitamin A. So vitamin A is also known as a retinol or retinoid. What it does is it improves cell turnover rate, and it gives you a more even surface to work with. So it can increase sun sensitivity, so it's better to use it at night, and make sure you're using your SPF as well to protect your skin. Another thing with vitamin A is that it's not recommended for use if you're breastfeeding or if you're pregnant. So keep that in mind. And you don't want to be overdoing it with vitamin A serum. Once to twice a week is best, and always patch test and see how your skin reacts to it. All right, and next one would be skincare tip number 6 is to mask regularly. So I would say mask at least once a week. Choose a mask which has a clay base or with charcoal. This is because it helps to mattify your skin, and it's deep cleansing, and it draws out impurities from your skin. So clay or charcoal masks are fantastic to use if you have very oily skin, particularly in humid weather. To go easy on the foundation, and a lot of people might not like to hear this, but in hot, humid weather, most of the time your makeup doesn't last. It melts, it slides right off. Your face ends up being quite greasy and icky, and you have to touch up constantly during the day. So I would recommend, to make your life a little bit easier, is to, instead of going for a full face foundation coverage, maybe opt for a light tinted moisturizer, and then maybe spot conceal under your eyes and where you have blemishes, and it just means you have less product on your face, adding to the oil and the sweat that you'd experience in this weather. I'll link some of my favorites in the description box below. The next tip, or I would say sort of a bonus tip, is to change your pillowcases regularly. I would say at least once a week. And the reason being, you sweat a lot in this climate, you've got oily skin, and you're going to be resting 8 hours a day on your pillowcases. So just make sure they're clean. Oily skin does tend to be more acne prone. So you just want to be keeping the surfaces that your skin touches as clean as possible. And in the interest of holistic sort of beauty and wellness, it's not just about your skincare regime. It's also about staying hydrated, trying to eat whole foods, get your nutrients from your fruits and your veggies. Most importantly, try and cut down on your sugar, simple carbs, and your fried and heavily processed foods, because that increases your insulin level, and that doesn't help with your sebum and your oily skin. So so those are the tips. Yes, I hope you found this video useful and you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'll be putting out this sort of content, so focusing on skincare, beauty, wellness, self-care. And if you have any suggestions or ideas of topics you'd like me to cover, please go ahead to comment below. And enjoy your day, and see you next time. Bye.